I'm an influencer. It's like a weird thing to say now. So that's exactly what I did. How I got really started was hey, it's me, Jenny again, and welcome back to my channel. So for those of you for the first time coming to my channel, welcome! And this is where I talk about my private life. Actually, I like to review fitness trials and see if I can encourage you in any way, bring a little healthier lifestyle. That's what I really like to do, but because I get asked so many times, I have decided to make this video. Okay, so first of all, stigma about influencers. Just the title of influencers, like, what does that even mean? Pretty much, it's just another person who markets their personal brand. That's how I define it. I don't just do ads, but I do get paid to do ads with certain brands that I am passionate about.
Is that true?
It's very true.
So I originally have a finance background. I worked in finance for 8 years, and I think year 5 is when I really thought I tried everything I could. I studied a lot. I went back to school after my undergrad, my certifications, everything I could think of. And I just felt still like inadequate at all times. And I just felt like I needed to do something else. So I started to work on being myself. And in the process of that, it's just weird because I walked into finance world thinking, this is the most stable income, most responsible adult thing to do. Because finance brings money, and money equals stability. Boy, did I get it wrong. Okay, so to be honest, it's kind of weird that I'm the only one that works in finance out of all my friends. Because all my close friends are artsy. I don't know, like even in college, every really close friends of mine, they actually went to SVA, which is a school of visual art, like art school, like a pretty big art school in New York. And I went to Baruch and then NYU. So it's just like, I went for more academics, even though like my peers loved arts. And I'm a very creative person. I always have been. It was just weird. Yeah, but that should have been a clue. Anyway, years later, after studying and working hard in finance, I'm talking about like, those of you in finance will understand this, but I used to spend hours in the office even after time. Like in the beginning of my finance career, I would say I would spend approximately extra 2-3 hours a day per day. So 5 to 7 days a week, I would either study in the office or study my client's business or like research. So I was doing finance work, you know, working with clients, and I was still researching on top of either personal growth or just constantly working to become better. So I was extremely ambitious. I always have been extremely ambitious. And in my 20s, I know, I don't look, but I'm in my 30s. In my 20s, I think I worked crazy hours. There were times where unless I worked those many hours or that very focused hours, I wouldn't be able to get everything done. And also, I don't like pushing my work to my people under me. I hate pushing my work around to my colleagues or interns. It was a lot of work. But I'm also a big person when it comes to integrity, and I stand by it, and I believe in good businesses. So I worked extra hard. And it was really devastating mentally and physically. I lived a very unhealthy lifestyle. I was drinking almost every day. Sorry, Mom. I was drinking almost every day, trying to please clients, trying to close deals. Kudos to those girls that are still working in finance and killing it. Not for me. So that happened. And one of my close and very inspirational friend is Anna. She now lives in Paraguay, and her and I were acquaintances in college and became really good friends throughout the years of 20s. And during my struggles, I always shared that I felt like I was inadequate. And then one day out of nowhere, she just goes, hey, you know what, for your creative side, why don't you start posting your OOTDs, which stands for outfit of the day. I guess people were like getting hooked on Instagram, but I was not really sold because I was like, I'm in finance. I'm a serious person. So I was that kind of person. And then Anna was very persuasive. So I decided to start putting it up. My camera quality sucked, everything sucked. I didn't know how to pose. It was terrible. And then I got an idea. I'm not a great model or an influencer or a marketer. What I know how to do well is pitch. So I pitch meaning I approached brands originally from Toronto, but I was like, hey, I'm a New Yorker and I love beauty products, because that's what I was really into in the beginning. Before you start, what you really need is actually a goal in mind. Like all self-help books will tell you, you do need goals and then divide them into sub goals. It doesn't matter if you want to be an influencer, it doesn't matter if you want to be a CEO, like anything in life, right? Even if you want to just do for personal things, you need a goal. And then from that goal, you make sub goals to accomplish that goal. And first thing I did was exactly what I did in finance world, exactly what I did throughout my career life thus far. So first thing I really did was make a goal. I didn't know how I could expect which direction it would go. So the goal was to have fun. Okay. Second goal was to at least get free stuff. It's not free stuff, by the way. And those two things were in my head, because I was thinking really, one day I was watching a YouTuber. She's a very big makeup artist-ish beauty influencer, and she's in the millions of followers. And I saw her what her video looks like and what she gets for PR packages, and it was insane. The amount of packages she would get each day, each week, and she had literally had so many that she had to divide her videos into 3 or 4. And this is I don't know, 3-4 years ago when I first got started. So I was like, you know what? If she gets that much and I get even 10% of that, hey, that's my skincare. That's my makeup. I'll be happy with that. So that's exactly how I started, because I was already overwhelmed with everything. I'm like, you know what? If I'm going to do something creative, it'll be fun, but I also want something out of it, and I would love to make money on it. But if it doesn't happen, then at least I get free products. I found brands I like, but I knew that I was too small for them to accept it. So that was kind of more my bigger goals later. And then for the time being, I decided to reach out to Korean brands, because I am Korean. K-brand, hello. And I am a Korean person who speaks fluent English, lives in New York. So on the perspective of a Korean beauty brand that's small, I'm a great asset. So I literally just made a value of myself. So that's the first thing I did, right? Create a value, okay? Every brand or anything you do in life, you have to be valuable. Why else would they pay you? Why else would they send you anything? It's just, you got to think about that. So I created a value. First thing, okay? I identified my value. My value is that I'm a Korean person who lives in New York and who is enthusiastic, passionate about K-beauty. There you go. That was my value. And then what I really had to talk about or think about doing was, I now want products. So how do I pitch to them? I Googled every single company or every single K-brand company. Now, mind you, I speak fluent Korean, so I searched it also in Korean. I also went on dom.net, was it? Koreans have their own Google version, so I also went that, and I Googled a lot, or whatever you call that term. I searched a lot in general. And then I'm looking for press emails, marketing emails. Back then, 3-4 years ago, micro-influencer was not a big thing then. So it was just getting started out. So I reached out to these brands, assuming no one would get back to me, but might as well try. It's better than me constantly buying my own products and then putting it on Instagram. So I was like, okay, you know what? Let me at least get a few brands. Oh, I also researched through Instagram, searchable engine too. And I kept them putting in K-brand or K-brand influencer and things like that, and found numerous brands that would sponsor smaller influencers. So what I really did was I found emails, I found DMs, and I reached out to them. And I was like, hey, I'm Jenny. I'm passionate about K-beauty, and I live in New York. And what I can do is speak in Korean and English, but I also could introduce amazing K-brands in English to American audiences. That's exactly what I pitched. Just longer form, more professional, but that's exactly what I said. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I was so passionate. So I made sure to reach out to these brands and talk about how much I could market for them. In exchange, I'm asking for products. I think I kid you not, I think I pitched to at least 100 brands, like in the first round for 100 companies.
What?
To be honest, I should have kept a better record. Like, I'm a spreadsheet girl. I should have just put everything in a spreadsheet, but I was really exhausted, even just looking up 100 brands, so I didn't. But I did do at least 100 because that Google extensive search is big. And then one brand came back and was like, hey, we love your content and we'd love to send you stuff. Or like from Korea, they would send me their products for shipping on them. Now, Korea is a country that's far, far away land from US. So shipping isn't cheap, and especially skincare is pretty heavy. So there's no way it will be cheap. But they said, okay, we'll send it to you. All right, I'll take it. That's how I got started. That line of like 100 or 200, like I'm talking 100. Every 2 weeks, I pitched to 100 brands. So at least 50 a week. So this is a lot of work. It's not super easy.
This is hard work. I've worked hard for a long time.
It's amazing if you got to start so early, so quickly, so easily. But honestly, influencer work is just much of a grind as it is for other work. Till someone sees a value in you, you have to create that value, and to show that value, you have to work really hard. That's just simply put, okay? In the midst of finding my value and creating a value or upgrading my value, I had to learn a few things, like how to record videos, how to do photo shoots, how to edit, what's hot, what's trendy, what's good. Like, I did so much, and I still do a lot. Just so you know, if someone says, oh my gosh, your account is amazing, I think you're so cool, you're so amazing, can we sponsor you, blah blah blah. These DMs are very, very, very often happening right now. So FYI, if that has happened to you, but they go, oh, but we need you to pay for just shipping or just this, oh, we'll give you a 40% discount. That is not an influencer contract. Please don't get scammed, because that scam has been going around, and I get DMs, my friends asking me if this is an influencer program. No, think of it this way. You're working your butt off to make content, right? Whether it's a photograph, whether it's a video, it is a lot of work, whether someone films it for you or does photo shoots for you. Being in front of a camera, doing photo shoots, talking, and editing, that's a lot of work and a lot of expense on your end. If someone says that you still need to partially pay for that, what? How does that even make sense? So simply put, that's a scam. So now I have made it. I'm actually a paid influencer, so this is my full-time job. I started creating contents for YouTube because I desperately felt that there was a need. I am middle size. Is that even a word? Street size? Normalized size? I don't know what the right term is, but I'm on a mid-scale of the sizing spectrum. I honestly felt that there were a lot of people, a lot of women representing the adolescent size and plus size, but there weren't a lot of people around the middle size, which I think it's most of the audience that I know, or most people I know. So I wanted to be a representation of that. On top of that, I feel like a lot of Asian women are not also being represented for us non-petite girls. We're called the thick ones. Influencer, finance, sales, all the jobs I've done in my life it's a hustle, girl. It's a hustle. Hustle for your money. If you work hard, whether it's you study for the field to become a certified professional, or whether you're just hustling, it's work. It's a lot of work. There are good days and there are bad days. And there are good days where you make a lot of money easily, and actually that's not true. There's a good day where everything just seems a lot more smooth than usual, but there's also really rough times and rough patches. So I'm gonna be honest, when I was transitioning into influencer world, I was working full-time job, like dying, and still coming home around like 10 till midnight or so. I would work on photo shoots. On the weekends, that was my hobby. Everyone, like any like date I go on or something, or someone asks me about my hobby, they go, what's your hobby? What's your hobby? And I'm like, I don't have one. Like, what do I say?
Making a video is my hobby.
Bye. In junior high, my volleyball coach, he said, if you do a job that you love so much, you don't feel like you're working. Like you just want to do it more because it's so fun, so enjoyable. And that wisdom is amazing because anything you do in life, it will be hard because it is work. But at the same time, it would be so amazing because you enjoy so much. With content creating, with influencer stuff, photo shoots, video shoots, it's so much work because it's not even where I was trained or learned professionally. I'm self-taught with everything and it's hustle. But at the same time, I don't think I could do anything I would love as I love this work. With a lot of things that come as a pro, also cons of becoming an influencer is that you have to try the products, okay? I have a sensitive, very picky skin. And when I try products, sometimes it doesn't work. And honestly, guys, I do not sell nor promote anything that doesn't work for me, nor I dislike. Funny story, my British friend Dan says, funny story. Funny story is that there was a brand that reached out. Hey, we love you. Try this product for us, blah, 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 blah. I was like, great. It sounds great. I read the website. I did some research and it sounded great brand. And it's a medium-sized company. Lovely. Everyone in the company was really lovely. I actually ended up saying yes to the products and I was going to work on a paid partnership with them, blah, 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 blah. Long story short, I tried the product first day, like seriously, the next day it broke out. And I haven't broke out like that in years, like almost 10 years. And my best friend, who's an esthetician, she goes, that's an allergic reaction. So I literally told the brand, I was like, I cannot represent you. Even if your product line is amazing, it doesn't work for me. So how can I say, it's good, you should try it to my audience where I genuinely don't feel that way. So I was like, oh, bye. So that's what happened. Bye. Okay. Anyways, whether you decide to become an influencer or whether you decide to become amazing other professionals, I hope that you achieve your dream, but know that there is always a sacrifice you have to make. But in the long run, that sacrifice is definitely worth it. Whether you end up doing the career that you were striving for or not, that time spent is not a waste because it becomes your experience in life. To sum this up, thank you so much for tuning in and watching me and listening to me yup, and being a little dorky myself. And thank you from bottom of my heart, always supporting me, loving me, and letting me be crazy as I want. Thumbs up if you like this video and subscribe to my channel for me just being me. And reviews on products, fitness trials. You want it? You got it. All right. Well, thanks for stopping by. Bye.